Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. Yes, as always, go Utes. Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Bryn here with Gary and James. Welcome to the show. Please make sure you are following along on all of our social media channels. Give this video a thumbs up. And of course, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. I don't know why people are saying what's happening.
Was it the sound that Gary had at 0 and then went to 200?
Really high.
Sorry about that. Our bad.
Did you hear it all right?
We're waking everybody up.
Blow out your eardrums. I know. I'm still haven't recovered.
Come on.
I think from Saturday night. I'm tired. Anyways, welcome to the show. Again, please make sure you're following along. We're going to get started with telling you about Bet Online and Bet Online.
Go lose some money.
Go make
That'll
some
make
poor
you
decisions.
happier.
Make the weekend even better. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything sports betting. Every stat, every matchup and breakdown, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. The largest catalog of odds on everything from football, MLB playoffs, which are now set, NHL, NBA, and even to political props. And then when the game's over, if you want to bet on that, go for it. When the game's over, head on over to the online casino, get in on a game of blackjack or poker, and unwind with one of over 150 slots games. That's hard to say. Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet Online, the game starts here. Okay, this is the second week in a row where we have breaking news to talk about.
Before we get into the deep stuff.
Deep stuff.
No, before we get into the
Okay.
Yankees or Dodgers?
Oh, I physically could not.
Yankees or Dodgers? You talk Bet Online. Who you betting on?
I do not care. I'll tell you.
I don't like either of them, so that's a rough one.
I'm not a baseball person. I have a Yankees hat because they're cute, and I like New York better than I like LA, the city. So I'm going to go Yankees. I apologize, Jesse, my husband. He's going to hate me.
Go A's.
Go
A's. They're not in it.
They're not even a team anymore.
Yeah, you have Tony.
Anyways.
The Dodgers.
All right. So you've probably heard the news by now. Breaking news from yesterday. Andy Ludwig has resigned. That he's our offensive coordinator or was our offensive coordinator. So obviously we're going to talk all about that. That's going to be what we're going to start with tonight. It's just kind of funny 2 weeks in a row. I mean, last week we had the news that Cam was out for the season. Huge news. And now this week, our offensive coordinator has stepped down. Where do you want to start with this? Are you surprised? Were you surprised?
Gary, go ahead.
You go ahead.
No. I am.
Well, they're being so cordial to each other right now before they start yelling
I know
at each other.
I have feelings that we're going to differ
I think, yeah.
on this heavily.
I think I already know.
So why don't you go ahead and give everybody your...
Well, right now I'm just wondering if you were surprised.
No, I wasn't surprised. Kyle's comment after the game about how there's going to be some reflection or changes or whatever the word he used the next 48 hours really hinted to it. It's very out of his character to pull a move like this. I mean, he doesn't typically fire somebody mid-season.
Technically, he didn't, but yeah.
Okay, well, forced resigned, if you will.
Yeah.
That has not been verified.
And Whittingham explicitly said today multiple times it was Ludwig's decision. But
fine, let's say it was Ludwig's decision that he kindly stepped aside. It surprised me in the fact that that doesn't happen at Utah very often. But the offense has been terrible. It needed to happen. Ludwig's done great things at Utah. I'm not going to diminish the wonderful things he has done. Rose Bowls. He was here for the Sugar Bowl, in case you forgot that. Great. It's time to move on. Time to turn the page. And I've got some stats to back it up. So go ahead, Gary.
What? James brought stats tonight.
Yeah.
Finally did a little research.
Gary's going to come over here and let's remember how great it was.
Don't put words in his mouth.
Let's hear it.
But okay.
What?
Well, right now I'm just wondering if you were surprised.
Yeah.
Don't moderate us.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, well, you can chirp in.
Oh.
Look, I
have my own opinion.
I'm surprised. I mean, you could keep Ludwig. Could have kept him. I mean, kept him and changed play calling duties to Mike.
Yeah,
Bajakian. Okay, it could have gone that direction. So yes, I'm surprised that it happened this halfway into the season. I don't know if I was first initially feeling like Witt, let you go out on your own terms. Maybe it was. No one really knows. It wouldn't surprise me though if Ludwig did it out of good character. Because like what Whittingham said today in press conference is that Ludwig felt like the team needed a new voice and weren't listening to him anymore. And so, everything runs its course. But having said that, I guess for me, I find it sad. I find it sad in the sense that, first of all, it's always sad when a guy loses a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't root for that anywhere.
And I don't have the animus toward Ludwig as so many people do. That's not to say that I'm watching games and I'm ticked off on plays and I wish we would do this. We've talked about this for the last years about all that. Okay. Yeah. So, but you see, this is here, and James already alluded to it. We have a Sugar Bowl victory under his as the OC. He's been with us for 10 years. The last 10 years, and how quickly we forget. Even last year, if you recall, the props that this program was getting, considering all the injuries we had, and we were still almost halfway through the season, and people were still praising Utah because we were still getting wins somehow because of Coach Witt and the way the offense runs. But prior to that, weren't we 4 out of 5 years in the championship game in the Pac-12?
Yeah.
So we were in the Pac-12 championship game 4 out of 5 years, and that's under Ludwig as the OC. We won 2 of those, as you said, and we went to the Rose Bowl. And one of the greatest games in Rose Bowl history, and people will say it, was that Ohio State game in Utah. That was unbelievable. And that was Ludwig. So, yeah, I have some feelings about what kind of offense I prefer, but I understand the balance of Utah football, and that's just what it's been. And so he has had some great success. And I've read what people have said about Ludwig, players, former players. Now, anyone that's played sports from youth, high school, maybe college, maybe beyond, we all have coaches that we like and some coaches we think we don't like. Okay. Seriously, we're pissed off because the coach didn't play us or whatever. So yeah, there's going to be some players that aren't going to like Ludwig, but I'm sure players don't like Coach Witt because for whatever reason. But I've read not a lot, but a few posts by different players, past players, who have a lot to say positively about Ludwig. So that's a long way of saying that, yeah, I'm surprised that it happened. I'm not a hater. I find it somewhat, I don't know. I find it disrespectful in some ways, particularly Ute fans. Some of the things are being said about Ludwig. I think it's just over the top. The guy has given us a lot of victories and a lot of wins. And I find it sad that we got here. Now, having said all of that, yeah, we're in this position. Something had to go. So I'm not opposed to this change because you do run the course sometimes. It just happens and everyone knows it. And it's what have you done for me lately? So all the best to Coach Ludwig. I hope he'll land somewhere, but I have nothing but praise for him. It just, here we are.
Well, yeah, I was surprised that it happened. Yes and no. When Whittingham said that after the game, you could tell there were going to be some changes made. But I didn't think it was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think a lot of people are thinking this is going to be this, the saving grace of Utah and, it's going to change it around. And I don't know. Obviously, I hope so. Something needed to happen. Our offense on Saturday was probably the worst I've seen it in years.
I thought we were going to get cut out.
Yeah. So
one play away.
A drastic change definitely needed to happen. But now with a whole new guy calling the plays, that's going to bring its own challenges.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't have this illusion that it's just going to magically fix everything. Do I hope it's going to be better? Absolutely. And I mean, let's hope it can't get worse. But for me, the thing with Ludwig, he is very talented. And I agree with you. I think people have forgotten all of that because we talked about this last week. People have very short memories when it comes to sports. But I think from my observations, the issue with Ludwig is he is not great at adapting and pivoting. I think he's really, really good when he can control what he can control. So like when he has his guys that he has set up his offense for, he's really, really good at it. But as we've seen the last 2 years, when stuff got thrown at him and you had to change things on the fly, I don't think he was great at adjusting. Last year with Barnes, now this year with Wilson, it's just not working. It's just not working. It hasn't been working.
Okay, you can't bring last year in when you have a third string quarterback.
Yeah, sure you can.
Why can't
as
it
far
bring
as
last
adjusting,
year?
how do you only have some guys only have so much talent. Not everyone can make the same throws.
Okay, then you have as a coach, you have to adjust.
They
to
did
that.
adjust.
No, it was it was boring.
What would you want him done last year?
I don't look. It was predictable. Look, I know nothing about football. Right? Anyone who sits here and watched knows I don't know the first thing. I couldn't play if my life depended on it. But when I can sit there and go, I bet you $20 we run up the middle on this play, and I'm right 80% of the time, you don't think that the other coach on the other side of the field knows exactly what's coming. It was unimaginative. Okay. He did not play into his quarterback's strengths. Okay. It was boring last year and this year. There was no imagination to it. There was no, let's find the matchups for our guy. Let's make the plays that he can make the best throws. It was bad. It's been bad for the last 2 years.
And that's what we're seeeing this year. Or that's
It's
what
not-
we have
look,
been
I
seeing
get it.
this year.
I'm not
Cam comes in, and when Cam runs his offense, maybe Cam masks a lot of the problems because he's that good. I don't know. But here's the reality, okay?
I'm excited for this. Jacob
Last
doesn't
year-
usually come with
I don't do
With
research. Everyone knows
proof.
that. Our offense, so you brought up
I'm not going last year. I'm not.
I
You
am.
can't give me those stats out of last year.
Hey,
it
guys.
was garbage.
It's
We had
relevant though,
it's
no,
relevant.
it's not. We had third and
Yes, it
fourth
is.
string players.
Can you mute him?
which we do this year too.
Okay.
When this is my point.
This is
when
the
he's
point.
lost
Guys,
when he's lost his star guy, he can't.
we didn't lose
It
just
all
8-star guy
implodes.
last year. We lost our top.
We were, what was it, 5-1 last year, despite the fact that in spite of our offense. Our defense held it together long enough to get us to a bowl game, and then the wheels just completely fell off. Our offense last year was ranked 94th in the country overall. This year, we are 96th in scoring offense.
I'm not defending that. I'm not sure what
I'm
you're
talking,
trying to say.
I'm talking. We're
Who, my
averaging.
wife?
No. I'm taking the last
God.
4 games, our conference games. Okay.
Oh, this is so
We're
painful.
averaging 14.5 points per game.
Uh-huh.
That's horrible.
Yeah, we know that.
So bad.
That's my point in
It's
all of
so
this.
bad.
It was time to make a change. In today's world of college football,
Who's saying we shouldn't have?
oh my gosh.
I know, but you are like, I don't.
You're playing both sides.
No,
I
I'm
love
not.
Ludwig. He's great. I
Yeah,
love
you
it.
are.
It's time to make a change. Our offense was terrible. I sat by you at the football game. We had this conversation. We losing our minds with how unimaginative it was. We can't score a
I'm
damn
losing
point.
my mind because we can't move the ball.
We have you brought this up. Exactly. Oh my
Well,
god.
yeah.
We scored 2 offensive touchdowns in what? At home in what? 8 quarters? 9 quarters? Something like that?
Oh, God.
I think it might be longer than that. If you go back to the Baylor game, it's like 10 quarters, you scored 2 offensive. That is horrible in today's world of college football, where you should be putting up 24, 28 points on accident.
And it is an extension of last year. And this is the problem. Our offense is worse this year somehow, and yet we have better talent this year. So explain that one to me. I can't understand how our offense is this
What?
bad
People,
when
what?
we-
Yelling at me.
when we have such talented guys. We are not using our talent. And many of you saw on Saturday night, Some players were posting some things.
I'd be frustrated as hell too if I were them.
They are ticked, and rightfully so.
Not everybody.
I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying some players, but key dudes were saying and getting very frustrated. And when they're putting it out on social media, you know that it's very
bad.
frustrating. And that's not a good look. So what I'm saying is we have more talent this year. So we should be better this year, according to your logic, that last year we had so many injuries, and that's why our offense was bad.
You're projecting onto me. You don't.
No, yeah, that's a good question. Answer that.
No,
if last year it was the injuries that was the problem.
What's
We're on
the
the
problem?
5th string quarterback. Then what's the problem this year? I know Cam's out. Isaac Wilson is significantly better than Barnes. And the talent level. The running back. The talent level is there. The wide receivers are better. The running backs are better. The tight end room is better and deeper. The offensive line is more experienced. Okay, so then what is the problem? We should be middle of. We are.
So James is pissed off.
15.
And he's trying to.
We are 15 out of 16th in the Big 12. The only offense that is worse than ours is Houston in the entire conference.
It's so
bad. The conference is not great. Conference is not great. It's bad. Top to bottom, bad. And we're
okay,
at the bottom of it.
Now he's on his way.
We're at the bottom of it, dude.
It's true.
It was time to make a change. I appreciate you, Andy Ludwig, but goodbye. I don't feel bad. He was making $1.something million a year. Gone. Bye. See ya. Okay. This new guy, who knows? I'm with you. I don't think it's the magic elixir now that it's not like Isaac all of a sudden became a 5th-year senior overnight.
Hey, you're ripping my line off.
Is that what you said? I don't know if you said that.
Yeah, I put that on social media.
I agree. It's not.
I know it's true. That's not going to magically make him
but
have the experience.
Can we do some things that are creative and imagine? We took one deep shot all game, and Money Parks was open by 6 yards when the ball left his hand. You're telling me we could at least try that a couple more times? Like, do some things, try some things. What's the worst that can happen?
What I need is to use our tight ends. Supposedly, we have like 7 tight ends who are fantastic, and all we're having them do is block. They're never even running a route besides Keithy. That is play calling, Gary. That's not.
I saw an advert today by Coach Witt that all the coaches on social media and here tonight, he's asking for you to put in your resume because he's looking for coaches. They're no freaking everything.
Can I just make one point real quick?
See, when he gets backed into court, he
freaks out. It makes it personal. Well, James, you smell bad.
He's telling me to apply for a coaching. Fine, I will.
Because we got to do this and this.
Acknowledge what I'm saying.
What I'm going to say is anybody in this freaking chat or all over social media or any of us at practice every day?
Yes, I sneak in.
Why are we not using our tight ends then? We have them. Landon King has not caught one ball. He's one of the players that was posting on social media on Saturday.
Yeah, that one's weird. But look, there are.
They're on the field.
I don't know.
We're not throwing to. I'm just saying.
It's true, Steven.
There's stuff going on.
I'd deke his jock right off.
I want to make a point, though. I know that none of the players listen to us. They don't give a crap. So I hope they're not listening to us. But I think it's important to note, at least from a personal standpoint, there were a lot of boos coming out of the crowd on Saturday. That did piss me off. I want to make a note. Hopefully, you were not booing the players themselves. If you're booing the coaching staff, the play call, those sorts of things, okay.
No, it's still not acceptable. But yeah.
But that's my point.
Still not acceptable.
Not acceptable. There was a lot of booing going on. So I just want to make that point. Players, we're not booing you guys. Okay.
Okay. Let me ask this though.
Well, maybe people were. If you were, you're not a fan.
I'm not a fan of booing whoever you're booing of our own team, but it's still the players that play, and it's the players not making plays. I wasn't happy with the way our offense was playing, and now it's a combination of stuff from the coaching, from the coaches to the players. But it's not Ludwig who's missing blocks. It's not Ludwig throwing the ball into the dirt. It's not Ludwig getting penalties. True, it's a combination. And so when people boo the team, I don't think we should ever do that. But I understand the frustration with the players because they're the ones who have to execute and make a play, and they weren't doing it. on offense.
I agree with that. Back to my point, I don't know that Andy Ludwig is the best at adjusting things for his players' strengths. The players that are going to be on the field, I think he tends to just have his offense and that's his offense, and you need to learn it. Versus adapting for the kid who is on the field who's 18 years old. That was my point. Yes, the players aren't executing, but if they're trying to execute something that is so over their head or
None of this is over their head.
over their talent level.
Okay, but what happens when it's 3rd and 9 and we run a freaking draw play up the middle on our own 40-yard line? That's not execution. That's terrible. That's bad play calling. That's giving up and saying, we're going to punt it down to the other end. That's where people have a lot of, if he throws an out route and misses it, okay, fine. But when it's 3rd and 9 and we run a right up the gut for a gain of 2 for the 6th freaking time in a row. Yeah,
He's pent up, people. He's pent up.
It was so bad.
I'm so glad. Look,
it was so bad.
I'm just going to say
Saturday.
this. I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's gone.
I know.
If things don't get better, fine. Things don't get better. But damn it, they can't get worse. When you are averaging 14 points a game.
We couldn't score 14. All we had to do was
TCU
score 14
at home to TCU. TCU's on a world beater defense, and we couldn't get into we didn't get 0, Gary. 0 red zone snaps.
Oh, it's so bad.
That's where my frustration is. I thank you for everything. Thanks for the memories. Goodbye. Let's turn the page. Go to the next chapter. Here we go.
I mean, we might as well just talk about the game since we're here. I don't know how much more to talk about it.
You feel better?
No.
You guys feel better now?
Oh, he is so.
You're so full of crap.
Okay, you know what? Hey, listen. Don't listen for a second. Close your ears, Gary. Next game, I'm going to film Gary.
You can see the real Gary
while he's watching, and I'm going to post it. So you all
I said I was pissed off.
You all get to see how he actually
He goes from like going to rip the stadium to the ground, and then 48 hours goes by, and he's got time to take some of that peyote or
like
whatever,
Mr.
and then he just comes in and level heads it.
And tells us we're crazy.
You guys
are actors.
I'm rational.
Okay.
No, you're not.
Bull crap.
You're so
Listen to me.
He couldn't even say it with a straight
I
face.
can't even.
I'm very rational.
Look,
Okay,
I think that
what
we're
else?
I think that we're saying the things that the fans are saying. I'm with you. I'm not going to crap on him.
You just did.
No, I didn't crap on him. I'm glad that it's over. Okay, let's move on. I think that Whittingham is looking at it and going, I don't know if this is his last year or if he's got one more year left, but he doesn't have 10 more years to then wait and then make a change.
Okay,
this is it.
I'm good.
Let's go.
I'm good.
Okay,
I
and
just
there's
don't-
5
I
games
don't-
left. The talent is in the room. That's the frustrating thing. I'm with you.
Well, no, I don't. Here's the thing. I've said all along, even when Rising was hurt and we were hoping he's coming back and blah, blah, people said, let's go with Wilson because he'll be fine and da, 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 da. I've always said all along, you can look it up. No one will, but it doesn't matter because I've always said it, is that if we have to go with Wilson, we are never going to make the playoffs. We're not going to play for a championship because everyone's minds are just so closed to what Cam Rising was as a quarterback. And
Agreed. Fine.
If
Yes.
that's what if he came back as Cam Rising, here's my position, it still is, even with the crap that's going on and has gone on. If Cam Rising would have been, if I get it, it is what happened, but if he was the quarterback, as was the plan, we would be undefeated right now.
Oh, I agree.
Because you got a 7th-year senior been in the program who can make the reads, who can make the throws, he can do all this stuff, and that matters.
Well, you see, yes,
And so
I agree.
I'm just saying. So now Wilson came in, fine. There's been glimpses of it early on, whatever. Not so much now. Because Wilson, this last week was the first week he has received QB1 reps
All practice.
all the time, from freaking spring ball into fall camp, right into the season. It was always Rising, and that's what sort of ticks me off, that we were tied Rising so much. It is what it is, because the guy's a great quarterback. But now we have Wilson, And his QBR last game was like 26 or something.
Yeah.
Trash.
Not great.
The game before was like 18. That's total trash. And so I'm not trashing on the kid because he has no experience. He just got here from Corner Canyon. He's thrown into the fire, and this isn't high school ball in Utah. This is Big 12 ball. The schemes are against him. Like this last game, they freaking loading the box on him that we were not going to run on TCU. You're watching that game. Everyone's up there stopping the run, and we didn't. And they were going to force us to throw the ball. I think there's blame to go with the line, with their blocking. Some of the schemes, fine, I'm with that. But Wilson wasn't getting the ball out on time. Very often you would notice he'd do these three-step drops. When you're doing a three-step drop, it's 1, 2, 3. That ball's got to go because they're coming at it, and they did blitz a lot. And the moment you go 1, 2, 3 and not throw the ball, then you're in trouble because they're on you. And that happened a lot. There's just things like that I don't believe happened with Rising. So it did matter. I think there's a lot of growing pains going on because now there is book on our team with Wilson as the QB, and they're exploiting a young kid. Great for it's great for his experience, but man, we're getting trashed by it. But I'm glad we're moving forward. The thing about Rising, the part that I will say this, I praise him. I like him. All he did for us, great QB. The only thing is, when you're injury prone, that stupid play against Baylor where you got creamed into the Gatorade table, that was a stupid play. He's no good if he's not on the field. And he should have thrown. It's because he tried to throw it away at the end, trying to be a hero ball. He was off balance and got creamed. He just throws it away. We're not even into this position. And so that sort of frustrates me. But having said all of that, I've been consistent. We have no shot with Wilson at QB right now because I don't think he has the ability to navigate through the Big 12 and get us these wins.
Well, yeah, the championship game's out of the question.
Yeah,
playoffs out of the question. All of that. You should still be able to score 14 points against TCU.
I hope so. We should be able to.
I mean, it was pathetic. It was pathetic.
I'm not defending that it wasn't pathetic.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, but let's go here.
But no, I agree with what you said. That no, we're with Wilson at the helm, we were not going to win the Big 12. We're not going to the playoff. I agree, but we should be able to at least be competitive in these games and be able to put a product on the field that can put up 14, 17 points, maybe get in the red zone once or twice.
Score 30.
Okay, I'm not even asking for 30. I'm asking for 14. Okay, that's where the frustration is. Yes, getting to 30 would be great. Okay, that's where it's like, okay, what the hell? We have way too much talent. The defense played fine, everybody. I heard people booing the defense. You're an idiot. The defense held TCU to 13 points a game. Okay,
shutout in the second half.
Shutout in the second half. They played fine. Okay, but the fact that we can't put up 14 points against TCU they're not world beaters. This is not the TCU of 2 years ago with the national championship game. Okay, so that's where the frustration is, I think, for a lot of fans. It's ugly. It's not great. We're looking at the future of our schedule, and it gets harder than it just was at the end of the schedule. So hopefully, I mean, look, we got Houston coming up. Who the hell knows? We got to go to them. And then then the gauntlet. Freak, dude. So I'm glad it happened. Thank you. Here we go. Move forward. Get those reps. Please stay healthy. And see if we can win some of these games.
I do want to emphasize though what you said though, because this part of it does bug. I think it bugs me even more is how people are trashing our whole freaking team.
That's
Utah
pathetic.
sucks. Utah's this. Utah that. Lost control, and our defense is stellar. Go look up their stats.
Yeah.
Go look up our Big 12 stats. In fact, I printed some off. We're only allowing 20 points a game on an average in the league.
Sign me up for that.
In the league,
Yep.
we've only given up 9 touchdowns in 4 games. Our defense
With an offense that doesn't do anything.
An
So they're
offense
on
not-
the field all the time.
and so this idea that Utah sucks is okay. You're out of your minds because it's not the whole team. Our special teams block field goal.
Yeah.
Becker's been hitting his. So a lot of the team, unfortunately, always suck right now. And so that's why we're losing. I'm just saying you get 25, we win it. If we would have get 25, we would have won all these games or get 30 for sure. So
it makes it even worse.
It's true. It makes it more painful.
That's why it is making it more painful.
It is.
If we were giving up 38 points a game, then it's like,
then we do suck.
Yeah, all you had to do is score 25.
But we don't.
And we'd win. We'd be
5-2. What are we? Right? Yeah, 5-2.
Well, we're 1-3 in league. That's what what matters for the.
I know. Anyway, okay,
we've only scored 5 touchdowns in 4 games.
Oh, that's not good, right?
So there's
bad?
the disparity in our team. But
I will just one thing on the defense. Yes, we're not getting the pressures that we're used to, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And we're not creating turnovers. I think that those two big things have traditionally Utah defenses have done those sacks, creating turnovers, the pick 6 streak that's gone on. All those things just aren't happening the way that they have in the past. And so when every single freaking drive has to start at our own 8-yard line, that's a challenge on any offense. Versus if you can get a pick and it's on their 30, okay, that's a whole lot more manageable. So there is that as well. But yeah, man, the defense, they've been fine. I'm not going to
give that defense, you can only hold up so long. It's the point. You're right. It's like we're not on the field we're off the field a lot offensively. So the D is being pushed and, they bent some, but didn't break. I mean, come on, man.
It was a weird game. That was a weird game.
13 Saturday. Points. If someone would have told anybody that you're going to hold TCU to 13, you're going to go, yeah, we won.
Even with Isaac.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With everything.
Yeah, we won that game.
We won that game. We won that game by 2 scores.
So that's the most frustrating for me. But
it's so
all
bad.
right.
We gotta
pay the bills.
Move forward. Well,
this is paying our bills.
We need Dr. Thomas to come in and fix everything. So, but look up Thomas Orthodontics, and Dr. Thomas is a board certified orthodontist. Maybe he can come in and clean up the offense, but maybe not. However, if you are needing braces or clear aligners or any orthodontic treatment, please make sure you look him up. ThomasOrtho.com. He has locations in Spanish Fork, Salem, and Tooele. And you've only got a couple more weeks to get $500 off your comprehensive treatment by mentioning Utah Football Fans Podcast. So again, look him up at ThomasOrtho.com.
I have a real quick question, and maybe sorry, cutting you off. The guy who's taking over.
Oh yeah, let's
talk about him real fast. I can't even pronounce his last name. You might have seen.
Yeah, it's Mike Bajakian.
So you may have seen him on the sideline. Bald guy. He's been the quarterback coach,
like analyst, or something,
but yeah, dealing
specifically with the quarterbacks. He is not new to football. Everybody, this man has been around. He has done some things. He's been quarterback. He's been the NFL. He's been offensive coordinator. So this is, again, I'm not delusional enough to think that he's going to come in overnight, fix everything. Okay. But this is a stat that I thought was interesting. So this was Ute in Arizona tweeted this out. So in 9 seasons as a college offensive coordinator, his offenses average 424 yards per game and 31.3 points per game. So that's a positive sign. He knows how to move the ball. He knows schemes. He knows offenses. He knows college football. So all positive things. This is not some guy that's been, he was a quarterback in college last year and now he's an offensive coordinator. No, that's not this. He's been around for a long time and he's been in Utah the whole year. So he knows the kids. He knows what Whittingham wants to do. So that's all positive.
Well, this is his resume. He was the OC, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Northwestern. He was offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Boston College. He was the quarterbacks coach from 2015 to 2018 for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
When was Jameis Winston?
Okay.
Had a crazy season. Tons of turnovers, but that's not when Jameis Winston.
He was the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Tennessee. The Vols. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach at Cincinnati Bearcats. The OC, quarterbacks coach, Central Michigan, offensive quality control coach with the Chicago Bears, and then years ago, I mean, he was a grad assistant at Michigan, a quarterback coach, these different places. So that's his resume. The guy's been around like 30 years. He's been coaching for 30 years. So it's not some guy, we just probably don't know him. You've seen him. You've been on TV watching. He's the guy sitting down with the QB.
Yeah.
Bald guy with the iPad looking at plays and stuff. That's so Witt, of course, the head coach. Lud's up in the box.
And this guy
down here. They got the video on the iPad. They're going over stuff. So that's who it is. He has a lot of experience. Hopefully for me, I don't think there's going to be major changes. He said today he's going to tweak some stuff, whatever. I'm just hoping a new voice brings it all together somehow, and a new angle. That's the hope. No one, you can't come in and all of a sudden, we're going to play a whole new scheme offensively. It's not going to happen.
No, at this point of the year,
we can't expect that. But maybe he runs a few plays that we haven't been running that all of a sudden start working, and they listen to him and things just come together. That's the hope. But that's his resume. The dude's been around, dude.
Yeah, we need something. We need a spark. We need something. We go to Houston this Saturday. It's buzzing.
Whose phone is that?
It's Gary's.
Oh, it's Whittingham. What's up, coach?
Are you going to apply to be a coach now?
There's
he emailed his resume during the show.
Yeah. Can I have it? Oh. And they said, the two bums that are with me should get off the podcast because they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, those two, I'll tell them.
Did they hire the coach from 2 rows behind us?
I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be up.
God, it's not even
that was high as a kite on Saturday.
Guy. Anyways, we go to Houston.
I got to bring that dude up.
It's at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. It's on
less predictable. Thank
you. ESPN Plus. Woo! So if you don't have that yet,
what is StreamYard? That'll be how I'm watching it.
ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus.
So you have to have the subscription now.
You have it.
Or we'll be getting it. So I guess you'll be coming to my house. Houston has not had a great season either. So
barn burner.
Yeah, but they beat TCU, so don't forget that.
Oh, God, I know. It's like I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I think obviously we could very easily go in there and lose, which is a horrible, sad thing to say.
Of course we could.
But with the way we played on Saturday, it is what it is. But
it's amazing.
I don't know anything about Houston.
Times like this, it's amazing what can happen with the team. It can either galvanize the team and really bring the team together, and all of a sudden they come out and they do some impressive things, or everything just falls apart. And
I'm in denial of what?
Who said that? Gary, you're in denial.
He's saying Isaac isn't ready.
Oh.
Gary's not in denial. He's been saying that for a long time. We all understand that. People, listen. We all get he's not ready. He got thrown into the fire. He doesn't have the experience.
Okay.
But he should be able to
Here's
score
Houston's record.
Points.
This will give you so we're not going to go in depth because whatever.
It's Houston who gives.
But they lost UNLV, but UNLV's been playing good ball.
UNLV's really good.
They lost to Oklahoma, but only 16-12. Now Oklahoma's not good, but they're playing a tough schedule.
They just fired their OC too, by the way.
Yeah. They wiped out Rice, which Cincinnati shut them out 34-0. Iowa State shut them out 20-0, back-to-back shutouts. And they beat TCU 30-19.
Oh my gosh, that's so infuriating.
They lost to KU though, Kansas 42-14.
So what you're telling me is this score is going to be 7-6. This is going to be like Iowa playing Iowa is what this game is going to be like.
And let's hope that we are 7.
Oh boy.
Wow, this is going to be fun.
And it's anyone going to that game?
Someone was. They said they were going, but I don't know if they're going now.
There's a lot of Utah alums that live in the Houston area, so there's probably going to be quite a few Utah fans.
But I should be surprised though if we came out and put up 28. I wouldn't be surprised.
Let's score. Give us a score. That's true.
14-0.
Oh, yeah, that's Bert.
14-0. Please, can we score 14 points?
It's true. If we were playing USC, we'd win.
Please.
It's true. We should be playing them. We get a victory.
What?
Hey, Bryn, I'm with Steve on this. I was going to tweet this out today, but then I got distracted. Here's the play. You wait till Lincoln Riley gets fired from USC, which is coming.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Whittingham hires him as our offensive coordinator.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Here's the problem with that theory.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
I heard it today, and Bert can correct me, but I think they signed Lincoln Riley for a 10-year deal. How many years has it been? 3?
That was so dumb.
Okay, a 10-year deal for over like $110 million.
Okay.
Dude.
And I went with okay, but the pockets are so deep at USC. They're 3 and 4.
They used to do that stuff with Clay Hilton too. Remember when they extended his contract and then the next year they fired him? Yeah.
There's so much money out there. They don't care. They'll fire him.
I'll give a score. Here's my score of this game. I think it's going to be
13-12.
No, I think it's going to be like 21-17 for Utah, baby. 21-17.
We're going to let them score 17 when they've like
17-14 Utah.
Shut out. That's a good one.
Keeping the faith, baby. Keeping the faith. Bryn, what are you going to do this week?
I already said 14-0.
For us?
Yes. Can we just get to 14 points?
And this one's a scoop and score, one's a pick 6.
$80 million.
$80 million.
I think that's what's left.
Boy.
You know what?
Dude.
Can you imagine sucking so bad that they pay you $80 million?
Yeah, how bad would you feel?
I wouldn't feel anything. I'd be on my yacht going, dang.
Yeah, who cares?
Darn.
Why would he even?
I burned the Pac-12 down for this. I would name my yacht. Who was the Pac-12 or something like that?
Okay, who was the guy at Texas A&M? The guy's the coach. I can't believe I forgot his name. He was that kind of buyout.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, before their current coach.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm
I don't
totally drawing a blank.
Come on.
While you're saying
chat.
it, though, in the chat, we're gonna talk about Beanie Cleaning Company. Jimbo Fisher.
Freak.
Yes.
They had to
thank
buy
you.
that guy out for
Yeah,
same
his
kind of
buyout
thing.
was crazy, but
Jimbo.
they ended up
He's a
doing it.
wuss.
So, well, if you need someone to come and clean in your space, look up Beanie Cleaning Company
Good.
at beaniecleaningco.com to schedule your free consultation. They can do bi-weekly, monthly, weekly cleaning, construction cleaning, commercial cleaning, anything that you need done. Look them up at beaniecleaningco.com. Mention Utah Football Fans Podcast. You get $40 off your first house cleaning. And I think I'm going to have them come to my house next week. So I'm going to give you a report. So excited.
I'm surprised they don't come to your house every week.
All right, we're going to do
I've
here in a
met,
second.
I've met your family. Yeah, you
I know. They're really,
you need it.
they're a
Okay, this
mess.
hold your some yes, no, maybe so's, and it's going to stay with football, and it'll bring in your question you had there a second ago.
Okay.
But I got to make just three quick things. First of all, this goes out to Coach. Coach is a guy that we I don't know his name. We affectionately call him Coach. He's like 2 rows behind us.
Anyone in the north end zone knows who we're talking about.
And
I don't care.
so
if
we call him Coach because we get a running commentary of what's going on
every play.
And honestly, it's annoying on the best of days, but you kind of live with it. However, this past game, if he's listening or someone knows Coach, I would simply say, whatever illegal narcotic that you're snorting or taking that making you so freaking hyper.
Gary,
it was next level.
It was next level, Bryn.
Every play,
it didn't stop until the fourth quarter,
and then whatever was
and
on,
it went silent.
off.
So it went. He crashed. He crashed out. I'm just saying, go half. Just go half. That's
just
okay.
Not accuse people of using substances again 2 weeks in a row.
We did it last week too.
Did I?
Yes, he did. So
okay. Well, if anyone was sitting there by us, they go, "Oh yeah."
He was out of control, but No,
this was okay.
The
other thing is
annoying. It was very annoying on Saturday.
I've seen some posts
condescending
on YouTube and going back to some of our old videos.
Okay.
What, we were wrong in old videos?
And guys are, they're talking about humble pie and stuff like that. That we should eat humble pie. And my answer to that is
no.
That's a no. That's not going to happen. I don't even know. What am I in 7th grade? What are we, junior high school? I live in the real world, and sometimes things don't work.
Well, and by the way,
so no, there's no humble pie.
If you're going back to YouTube videos from like 7 weeks ago to be like, your prediction was wrong, you should go outside. And
no, you ain't gonna get it.
Go
Sorry.
for a run.
Utah will be back. Just mark my word. I'm just giving it to you.
No, I just want to very much point out that we never guaranteed that Utah was going to win the championship. There were some Utah fans. I understand. The three of us were not any of them.
We were.
So you're telling us to eat humble pie. We didn't guarantee
Yeah, people
anything.
tagging us on Twitter, and I'm going, I didn't say that. So
No.
thanks for the tag. You are now muted.
People don't even know anything about Utah football. They don't even know what's going on.
Do your
Do
yes,
your
no.
yes.
The other
maybe.
thing, only thing I would say is that people are saying that we're not ready to play the Big 12 and to go through the gauntlet. You know what?
That's dumb.
That's the dumbest thing. I just laugh at comments like this. These losers that probably some losers that even haven't won a championship ever. Their team. They've probably just been in this league maybe a year, and they're talking trash.
Listen, it's not the conference
Give me a break.
as to why we're
The
not performing
gauntlet.
well.
See it just shows the ignorance of people. So I just laugh at them.
It's not the conference that's causing us to not do well. It's our own issues.
Yeah.
It's not well balanced. It's everybody. Well, I guess well balanced, very low bar, well balanced. I'll give you that. Okay.
Yeah, the
go.
Pac-12 was a bigger gauntlet than we have to do in this league. I'm just saying.
My heart rate's at like 400.
Now you've caused grin. Now you've.
James has to go out and like take a walk.
What have you been drink? Maybe maybe coach
Hooked me up,
your
dude.
coach hook you up.
He was like, "Hey, just take this 20 minutes before the podcast. You're gonna be flying high."
God, he's just letting it all out. See, this was all like pent up from Saturday. It was so frustrating that James is just letting it out here on the program.
Feel better? All right. Yes, no, maybe so. You can chirp in.
Okay.
I don't care who goes first, but so when Lincoln Riley, if Lincoln Riley did get fired, would you take him on
A heartbeat, yes.
as the OC for Utah?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying, would you take Lincoln Riley?
A million
What,
percent.
Bryn? You're the biggest hater? What are you talking about?
He hates him because he's
I hate him because he whines whenever he has to play against us, and he whines about everything. I don't think he's a good head coach. I've said that always, but
She
I
has.
think he's a great.
Okay. good for
Obviously,
you.
he's an offensive
I'd take him.
mind. So
He should be an OC. He's not head coach.
USC.
material.
I will voluntarily pay $25 towards his buyout.
been saying that for years. and
Go fund me
told
for his
I'm
buyout.
Let's get a
crazy.
GoFundMe for you. Hey, Bert, get a GoFundMe and get some of those.
Thomas Ortho, can you do that?
USC losers.
Does Georgia deserve to be number one right now?
No.
Oregon.
Oregon. I think it's Oregon, Ohio State, 1-2. I think that Georgia. Okay, I'll give Georgia third.
You can't be number one and have a loss when there's teams that are still undefeated. So no.
I know, but it's who you play and just where you
I
at.
don't
currently.
Look what they did to Texas was.
That's what I'm saying.
impressive.
I'm just
It was
that's why
impressive.
that's the question.
But I just think that speaks more to Texas than it does to Georgia. I don't think they deserve to be number one. No.
All right, here's a question, football question. Should pass interference be a spot foul like it is in the NFL? So here it's a 15-yard penalty. In the NFL, it's wherever the penalty takes
Yes.
place. If it's a 40-yard PI,
1,000,000% yes.
that's where the ball is spotted. Do you think it should be a spot foul?
I mean, we've talked about this before, and I know that's when you feel
Oh my
very
gosh.
strongly about.
More than any other rule in college football, yes. It drives me
That's the one you
insane.
would change.
Because the ball will be in the air for 50 yards and they'll just tackle the receiver. And instead of going here, it's 35 yards back there. I mean, I would coach my guys to do that. Yes.
Pass interference, I agree. I think yes, because we're not going to go on this tangent of reffing and pass interference and all of that stuff that's been going on. And obviously the controversy at Georgia and
How about the controversy
Texas
at
and-
Utah when they said it was uncatchable because the guy was holding Singer so he couldn't run? Yeah, everything's uncatchable when you can't let the guy run. But that's
yeah. So
I'm not sure. Okay, I'll just go back to the question. I don't want to get it more complicated for the refs, but going to what you said, for me, I would say yes, only under the condition is there's some judgment call to it. So you get beat and the guy tackles you so you don't catch it for 40 yards or a touchdown. That should be the automatic spot foul. But if you're just kind of battling each other, I mean, I don't like the bailout sometimes that teams get. The guy throw it up at the end of the game.
the Chiefs rule.
And they get, the Chiefs rule, and they get a 50-yard essentially pass play. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right, next. All right, and people have been alluding some questions here, but should Scally remain the coach in waiting, or should they open it up? People are talking about Jay Hill, but should the coaching job be opened up now?
No.
No. Freaking no.
No.
And it's not going anywhere. I mean, we know of it. Just anyway.
Yeah, that's been a weird thing circulating since Saturday. And again, we already talked about it. The defense is doing fine. And
we were missing guys on Saturday too,
yes,
by the way.
Scally has been in the program for years. It's not going to be the same program when he takes over. He's going to change things. So
excellent head coach.
No, it's a dumb take.
Yeah,
if you want to hear a good take on the refs, by the way, we'll to kind of circle back to that. Go listen to Josh Pate.
Yeah,
he went off on how officials can do whatever. There's no accountability.
Yeah, there isn't any
whatsoever. They are the most
trash calls and it changes games.
They are the most protected group in like the world. It's unbelievable where you can get absolutely screwed and the conference maybe will go, we messed up.
Most
doesn't
of the time
change
they
anything.
won't, and it doesn't change anything. Yeah.
And how pathetic that is. And it's like, well, they're not full-time employees. Then make them full-time employees. So just go listen to that little rant. It's great. He has it on his Twitter account.
Okay, I'm not saying this would happen. This is a hypothetical like always, but if say Cam Rising said, yeah, I want to come back for my 8th year, would you want him to come back, and would you, for the Ute Collective, pay him to come back? Yes or no?
I'll put the only caveat is if we're doing this whole hypothetical, you tell me he comes back and he stays healthy the whole year.
No, you can't go that far. That's fantasy land. I'm talking just as is.
No, I think it's time to turn the page. I love Cam. I do. Again, we talked about it last week. Everything. But it's time to kind of move on for Utah and for him personally.
Yeah, I'm a no. Unfortunately, holding on to him and the hope of him the last 2 years has set us back in finding quarterbacks to play with us, I think, because a talented QB is not going to go to a place where they have the veteran guy and you're never going to see any.
Sure, what would that do to
Isaac? I think this year was that year that you get the talent to come in.
Yep.
Because he was going to leave after this year.
Right.
That's why we have Wilson. That's why there's these other guys.
Yes and no, though. Wilson is 18 years old. I'm talking about a guy that has experience. We don't have an experienced backup.
I'm not going to argue. I would say no to no, I don't want. It's time. Okay. Turn the page.
I'm not even going to argue with Gary right now. I'm too exhausted.
No kidding. Everyone's coming at me. What's going on?
You're wrong.
Should Genty win the Heisman?
Yeah.
Genty is the running back for Boise State.
I've been saying this.
Should Genty win the Heisman?
Yeah, we talked about it.
I love watching him play.
As of right now, I say yes.
Watching him play is so fun.
We've talked about it. Travis Hunter was the other one in talks towards the top, but he's hurt now. And
he played on Saturday.
I just think Genty, the way he's had this season, he absolutely should. He's
on pace to set numerous records in the NCAA as a running back. Plus, when he talks, he's so freaking humble about it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
I'd love it. I would love a player.
He stays healthy.
Somebody give us a Heisman.
I would say
vote.
yes.
I'd say yes. I think
a what?
A Heisman vote. Shouldn't we get one as
a should we get a Heisman
of the esteemed media?
Wouldn't it be great though, honestly, for a player from Boise State to win the Heisman? It would be so great.
It would shake things up.
He's going to
you don't have the stupid SEC like last year where Penix got screwed out of it.
That's the problem. He is the best player in college football, but because he plays at Boise State, he'll come in third in the voting behind an SEC player and a Big Ten player. That's what's going to happen. He's going to get screwed.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's that against him, but I'll say this. The interesting thing about the guy is what'll happen is he'll have a game. Now think about this. He's on pace to get 2,400 yards or something like that. Unbelievable stuff. We'll see, but
in 1 year.
But if he has 100-yard game, people will say, you see, he's not really that good.
Yeah.
If he gets 100 yards, that's actually the standard. And this guy's been blowing that out of the water every week.
He's
And he
getting
did
like
it against Oregon, by the
30
way.
yards.
Yeah.
That's true. It's
But
not
anyway.
like every week he's playing, Utah State or whoever. No, Oregon. I love watching him play. I hope he wins it.
All right. Will the Big 12, now you got to remember the Big 12 does not have, they have one automatic berth. That's the Pac-12 champion or the Big 12 champion. Will the Big 12 get 2 teams into the playoff?
No.
You're a no?
No, we don't deserve it. Seriously, I'm sorry,
Dang, man.
I watch a lot of college football. I watch a lot of Big 10, SEC, even ACC, and the talent level, the competition level is just different in some of those leagues. I think that whoever wins our league will get in, and then the second place team, in my opinion, will get left out. There's too many other teams from these other conferences that are just past the eye test and have stronger resumes. That's just my take.
Okay. Yes or no? I'm not giving no maybe so's. It's just yes or no.
Well, I actually think it could be a possibility to get 2 because if you have 2 undefeated teams going into the championship game together, I could see then the loser of that still getting in.
But that's part of it. I don't think that anyone's going to be undefeated going into that. I agree. I don't know. If there are 2 undefeateds going into it, okay, but I don't believe that there are going to be that.
Okay,
Maybe 1,
fair, yeah.
but I don't believe it.
I think we get 2 in either way.
Even if they're not undefeated.
I think that both teams in the championship game will go. Because you try to think about it. I don't know how many at-large bids are 2 at large outside the P4s.
Well, there's going to be 1 of the G5 schools will get it.
Okay, so how many outside
And
P4?
then maybe
Another one, so 2.
Notre Dame.
Okay.
Then you got 6. Then you got 6 spots left. Notre Dame has to be, I think, in the top 10 to get in the playoff. So then you've got 6 spots.
Okay, that's what I'm just asking. So you're going to get 3 from the SEC for sure,
including their champion. So 2 additional or 3 additional?
3 total is coming out of the SEC. There's too much money that
Texas, Alabama, Georgia.
there,
Well,
Tennessee,
Tennessee,
Mississippi.
Yeah.
So they're going to get 3. You're going to get 3 out of the Big 10.
Mhm.
Easy.
At least.
That's 6. You're going to get 2 out of the ACC.
There you go.
There's 8 right there. So I think that the Big 12 is on the bubble. We'll see how it all plays out with our teams, but I feel like we'll still get 2, but I don't think it's a gimme for sure.
I just look at you're exactly right. You look at this, the SEC. I don't think this is the same SEC, but you've got Tennessee, Ole Miss, Georgia, Texas. I'm looking at.
I didn't even say Alabama.
Even
That
Alabama,
they're on a
2
slide.
loss. I don't know. Then I'm looking at the Big 10, Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana's undefeated still.
It's tough.
I mean, there are some teams out there that their resumes, it's just, I don't know. I don't see it.
All right, last one. If you were invited to go to dinner with Taylor Swift, would you go, James?
Oh, damn.
That's football. I mean, her face is all over every Chiefs freaking game.
Okay.
Football related. It is a football adjacent.
She looks like a goofball, by the way, with that mustache and the haircut. That was a mistake.
Would I?
Because you're objective.
Go? Yeah, I'd go.
You're an objective.
Would you go? Would you want to go
Yes.
meet her?
Of
I'm a big
course.
fat no way. There
Wonderful.
is no way I would. I could care less. Okay.
I'm there more for I'm sure it's going to be a great meal. And is she paying? Then yeah,
Yeah, she's paying, and you get to have the picture, the photo. Of course, you're gonna go.
I'd go.
I'm not even really a fan of her, but of course you're
I
gonna
can't
go.
stand her music.
No, that's yeah.
Can't stand it. But I'd go. So,
You would
Okay.
go.
No, I know his answer. Same question, but Bon Jovi. Would you go to dinner with Bon Jovi?
And not in a million years I'd go with Bon Jovi. I can't tell you what my assessment of him. I told him
But see, that's dumb. If you
you
have
want
the
Little
chance,
John?
if you
I'm
have
not going
the
anywhere with
chance
Little
to
John.
meet
You're full of crap.
celebrity level like that,
You're in a bar wherever, and Bon Jovi walks in. By the way, Gary plays music, and he's really, really good at it. And Bon Jovi plays, and he goes, "Hey Gary, come play with me." Would you do it? There you go.
I would jam. I wouldn't have
Okay.
to go have dinner with him.
He wants to jam. You would jam with Bon Jovi,
Little
John. You'd jam with Little
Bon.
John.
You know, do
Little
you
Bon John.
people know who Bob Hope is? Anyone know who Bob Hope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in this was like 25 years ago, 30 years ago. I was in Palm Springs, and I can't remember which actual restaurant we were at. I mean, high class. We were kind of crashing the nice restaurant to get to
I
eat.
don't know how they let you in there, but yeah.
I was in the urinal at the stall,
Bob Hope walked
and
in.
Bob Hope comes. He said,
Did you shake his hand?
"How
What'd
you
do?
doing, Bob?"
Oh, golf.
True story.
Ask Bob. He'll tell you.
Yeah. In the next live, ask Bob if that's true. All right.
All right, we're
You
gonna
fans, let's go. We're all
get
right.
out of here. And if you need a place to watch the game on Saturday, make sure you look up About Time Pub and Grub. They have locations all throughout the state of Utah. You can find the nearest location to you at abouttimepub.com. They have scratch food kitchen, so everything's made fresh in-house. They have tons of TVs, more TVs than tables, so you'll definitely be able to see the game. So yeah, if you need somewhere to go because you don't want to pay for ESPN Plus, then head
That's
to
a good
About
question.
Time Pub and Grub, and they are going to be the place for all Utah Hockey Club games, both home and away. So that's awesome too. There's a location out in Sandy that has a dog-friendly patio also, so you can take your dog there too.
Important. We got to answer that question from Ballsack.
Oh,
What is it?
yeah. If Taylor Swift needed a guitarist, would you,
I don't
what
think-
Would you
do?
jam with Taylor Swift?
Yeah, you would.
I would do it if we played like Pantera or something like that. That's it. Has to be on that.
You're a liar. You would do it
So
so fast.
loaded. All
You know,
right.
some
We're gonna get
Black
out of
Sabbath.
here
If you don't play some
because-
Black Sabbath, I'd do it.
Yes, Taylor Swift and Black Sabbath.
There you
go
go.
hand
That's
in
my
hand.
stipulation.
Yeah, she. Okay.
Okay.
We're
Push the
we're
button.
done because so full of garbage. Oh, go Utes! Come on,
Come on.
Utes, come on! Please, this Saturday, let's score at least 14.
We will. We're good. Go use, baby.